And we're live.
This guy's had truly years of things happen to him since we had him on the show. A couple of rehab stints. You've really revamped a lot of the marijuana content. When I went over there and I saw the rehab thing, I was like, rehab for pot? Because when I think even like Family Guy makes jokes about that, where like Meg will be like, I'm going to, rehab for pot. And, Peter will be like, Meg, shut up. Like, just stop it. But, booze, that's a real deal drug.
I had court-ordered counseling for marijuana. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I got a lot of that in the rehab thing. They were like, you also can never smoke weed again. And I was like, well, that's probably not going to work in my life.
I'm going to skip the marijuana and also accepting Jesus Christ into my heart. And let's just deal with the alcohol problem.
Let's make sure I never ruin my life with alcohol again. Yeah, so it's been, I think like 2019 was the last time I hopped on here. And since then, honestly, I was probably drunk on that podcast because my life was kind of like spiraling post losing my YouTube channel. Like YouTube deleted my channel, I think like the end of 2018. And like, I just kind of drank my problems away at that point because I didn't want to like take that next step. So I went to rehab twice. I ended up getting my YouTube channel back like probably 5 months ago. So that was like a 2-year process of like arguing with YouTube. And that's basically like yelling at a brick wall because YouTube is just an entity that they don't care. Yeah. So, it kind of like took some time to fucking work on myself. And like, I started my YouTube at 18. So I was just kind of like young, dumb, and fucking wild. And I kind of had to like learn over the last few years how to like be an adult. And like just take care of responsibilities. So it's been a couple of interesting years, but like I'm in a good place mentally finally. I'm in a good place like financially again and everything. So that feels good to be back on YouTube.
That sucks. 2 full years of no channel. And of course you're anxious as shit. That's your livelihood and it's up in the air. You have no control over it. That's why it is so scary. Like working on Twitch or being a YouTuber, knowing that like just these arbitrarily enforced rules can come down on you anytime. And even if you are 100% in the right, look at what happened to Destiny on Twitch with like that person trying to fuck him over by showing a picture. Like it took him days and he has like 600,000 followers. Like, and then you see something like that and you're like, oh no, if I'm fucked. No, they're not coming to say hi to me. They're not going to, they got 50 bigger people before they get to me to deal with. But anyway, the rehab thing is, was it the kind that you live there in like a dorm for 30 days?
Yep. So I was in a fucking dorm room with 3 other dudes for 30 days. And like,
that must be
is everybody cranky because they're getting sober?
So angry. And I was like the only young person there for alcohol. So like most alcoholics are like, 30s, 40s, and they're like, oh shit, my life's like going down the drain. Like everyone my age was on heroin or like, other drugs like Xanax. So their withdrawal,
maybe
a little bit. Yeah. I was like, fuck, like I wasn't even doing that much.
Old dude's drug.
But like their withdrawals are like 2-3 weeks. So like alcohol, your withdrawal is 5-7 days, maybe. So they're withdrawing for the entire time. And by day 7, I'm like, all right, like let's go to class, smoke some cigarettes.
Wow, I did not know that. Pills keep you fucked up for weeks after you stop them.
Very, very long times, and they get sicker than I did. So
of course. Was there anyone in there that like was trying to like sneak in their drug of choice?
Many people got kicked out for that.
Yeah,
because like this was like it was in the middle of a city. So it's not like, some retreat in the woods or anything like that. So like people can just drive up to a window and pass something through a window and all of a sudden it spreads like wildfire and there's like 7 people that just got something off of one person. Mm-hmm. So that was like a constant struggle for them, was like keeping stuff out of there. And like you're not there against your will. You can walk at any time. So a lot of the people that were going through those like 3-week withdrawals would walk on like week 2. So like they're halfway through it, they're almost done, and they're like, fuck it, I can't do it, just because they have one bad day. So
and then they have to, then they got to start,
and then it's a repeated cycle.
There's no save point. Then they have to start the whole 3-week withdrawal. That sucks.
and you pay fucking 20 grand no matter what. Like you
Oh,
have
God.
to pay the
I'm starting a rehab tomorrow.
How did you get 20
Serious?
grand? Did you pay it, or like did you have a family
Insurance.
member pay it? Insurance paid it. Okay.
insurance.
Oh, that's
yeah.
even better. We want you to fail.
Yeah.
A repeat
and-
business. Yeah.
That's my problem with like rehab centers and IOPs. Like it's really important to detox people, but their goal is not to keep you sober forever. They want you to come back because it's a repeat customer over and over and over and over. So there's people in there that are like, it's their 9th rehab, and it's like something's not working here. Like this clearly isn't the
What's
path for
working?
you. It's working for the center.
When the first time you went, I'm assuming 30 days because that sounds right. Is that not 30 days?
Yep, 28.
So like 28 days. So like 4 weeks. How long after that did you stick to it before you went back to, I guess, drinking or smoking pot?
Okay, so first rehab, I like the week out started dating a girl from the rehab center. Terrible
Good
idea.
Oh, that's
Terrible,
that is
terrible
an awful idea.
We'll keep each other straight.
And like,
Hey, we're gonna be accountable for it.
plan.
Yeah, this
We're just two friends who love heroin.
We had different drugs of choice, so I thought it would work.
but the
like,
same dealer. It was like
exactly. So like I lasted about 6 months. We broke up. I lasted like 2 months after we broke up, and then that's when I relapsed, and I relapsed for like 11 days. And when at day 11, I was like, all right, I'm going back. Fuck. So I
Yeah.
checked myself in.
Can I
Date-
stop you and ask you a question there? When
Yep.
you relapsed, what was the first thing you drank?
Oh, it's Bud Light Seltzer.
Okay. So,
Those are pretty good.
See, that's what I wanted to know. I want to know if you were like, maybe I'll just have a little thing and see if I can handle it again. Is that what happened? You were like,
So
can
I was
can I
on-
drink like a normal person? Can I just have a Bud Light seltzer? I mean, I used to pound bottles of vodka. I can have a Bud Light seltzer, right?
This
And
is
then that
basically
was that-
nothing. I need 5.
Exactly.
Then
So-
then it becomes like that. Yeah.
I was about a half gallon a day vodka drinker when I
Yeah.
went in the first time. And then so I was like, yeah, fuck it. Actually, I saw an ad on Twitch for Bud Light Seltzer. And I was like, I've never tried those. Like I loved White Claws. So on vacation, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go have a couple Bud Light Seltzers. And then that turned into a case. Is that black cherry?
my favorite.
he's got eagle eyes.
I got
Why
see
would
that.
you show that to him?
Because I was
That's all part of it. We're past that now.
You just be like, oh man, that hits the spot.
I'm at a point now where I can go to a bar and comfortably not drink. Like I can
Really?
I can have a lime and water.
Me too.
Like seltzer water.
That's great.
But so
Woody's got his alcoholism completely under control.
he's like I'm settled.
Got both hands around that alcoholism problem.
He
Defeated
absolutely
that
dominated
anorexia.
alcoholism. They never even got a foothold. Ooh, gross. No, thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So,
I have one more question before you continue. I don't mean to keep interrupting you, but I think it's fun to like pull these
No, I
little
love
things out as we
the
go.
questions about this.
What you said you were half a gallon of a day of vodka drinker. That makes a lot of sense to me. That's if I were going to be an alcoholic, that's what I would do. Whenever I
He does.
have drank a lot, that's what I did. Not half a gallon a day. That's a lot. But a lot still. You know, fifth a day. I've been there before.
Right.
Like Tito's.
Tito's,
or-
yep. That was my
That-
drink of
so,
choice.
but,
a fifth a day is, if we're talking about normal fifth size bottles, or I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the half
a fifth
gallon
of a
day.
gallon.
Half
It's
gallon comes
two-
with a handle.
Yeah, and it's got
It comes
that's
with
the
a
equivalent-
handle.
that's the equivalent of like 2 bottles of regular vodka and another half bottle, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So
How do you see? Were you drinking like sun up to sundown? to
yeah, so
even get that
I would
much in?
wake up at about 2 a.m. withdrawing with shakes, sweats, like terrible place. I would have to have about 3 or 4 shots before I stopped shaking and could go back to bed and get maybe like, I don't know, 3-4 hours of sleep. And then I'll wake up and same thing all day. Like every 20 minutes I'd have a shot, maybe a double. So like it was real bad. And I would leave like a little teeny bit of the half gallon for the morning so I could like wake up, get some alcohol in me, and then go buy more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were
that
you
was
like drunk? Like if I'm drunk, it's pretty obvious. Are you you got it together? Do other people know you're drunk?
Oh yeah, my I was living with a long-term girlfriend at that time, and it was most of the time apparent. Like, so I was functional drunk, but I would like cross a line, and then she would come home to me laying on the kitchen floor.
We just
Oh.
black out.
Yeah, I just black out entirely. Sometimes on stream, actually. Fell asleep several times on Twitch. Surprised I'm not banned and still partnered. But my audience was actually like at an all-time high. I think it was like Wing Syndrome, where everyone's like, "Let's watch this crash and burn." But yeah, relapsed on Bud Light Seltzer. Within 11 days, back to rehab. 28 more days there.
How quickly did it accelerate after the seltzer? Was it like you had one seltzer on day one and you were like, I can't believe it, I stopped, I've got a handle, and then the next day it was like,
no.
I can
He
do
didn't
four.
have one seltzer on.
I had a case on day one.
Okay.
Day two, I had probably about 2 cases. Day 3, I was like, why the fuck am I buying so many cans? So I bought a pint.
So
What am I going to start recycling or something?
Yeah, like, what the fuck is this shit?
48 cans. I look like an alcoholic. Give me a
Right?
Tito's.
I'm reducing waste.
Now, when
here.
you're drinking a handle a day, you're ending up with a lot of glass. Do you turn those in for the cash?
No.
No, just toss them.
Yeah, my landlord was probably like, holy shit, someone's going really hard though, because there's
Yeah.
like fucking 6 half gals stacked
Because
up.
that's something I've seen with extreme alcoholics before, who would drink multiple bottles a day. Is like they would save that glass and like
Yeah.
that they're gonna need that to buy more alcohol at the end of the month.
I was gonna say, I think I was kind of financially in a place where I didn't have to because of YouTube. And like that's what my drug counselor always tells me is like, you were a pyro in a firework factory. Like you had all the resources to do nothing all day and the resources to buy whatever you wanted. So like you put those together and it's a disaster. So that's why
that situation, like all the resources to do whatever you want and all the time in the world to do whatever you want, that's like a superpower. You can use it for good or evil.
Yep.
You can really take a left turn and just mess things up, or you can take a right turn and like make crazy cool things happen when you've
Right.
got like plenty of money and all the time in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. Usually seems to be one of those extremes though.
It's going to be one of those extremes. We're human beings.
Either you're like, you just become like Elon Musk, or you're just like, I love booze. I love crack cocaine is my jam. I'm all about crack.
God, I want
Let's
to try.
party all year.
Don't you want to
try
try some crack cocaine just once?
I'd love to lose a little weight. I love it.
If I was dying, maybe.
I think I'll steer clear
I don't
because
know
the teeth aren't.
Every time I read
tell
about
me I
one
have
of
a year
these
to live.
drugs, I find them to be disappointing. And that's almost part of their danger. And again, I haven't tried them. I just read about it. But they're like, oh, I took this drug, cocaine. And all it did is make me feel like I was on Adderall. It was like a bit of an upper. I was in a good mood. I was talkative. Maybe, it's a good version of me. I took heroin. And, it just made me enjoy my afternoon, even though it was yucky out. It made me just pleased.
They're
and
underplaying
good.
heroin, I think.
Could
I
be.
think I remember when John Travolta was about to make Pulp Fiction, he was trying to figure out his walk, like how he was going to walk, because he's on heroin. He's like, what am I feeling inside? He wants to really embody a character who has a heroin issue, who's always high on heroin, and he's talking to someone who's on heroin. He's like, what does it feel like? Well, like how do you walk? And the guy said, do this. I don't remember how many shots of tequila he told him, but 4 to 6 shots tequila or something, and then get in a really hot tub. After 10 minutes, that's how heroin feels. And he's
That
like,
sounds
oh.
awful.
Yeah. That's,
First of all, you want to be dehydrated as hell. Get in the hot tub.
I hear
Get out.
heroin just as a be happy thing. It just makes you in a good mood, right? Has anyone here tried heroin, Josh? Maybe not.
No.
No.
I mean,
I think it's more of a chasing a dragon situation where like someone does heroin the first time or takes pills or whatever, and it's like that first high is so intense because it's brand new to your body that then you want to do it again, but it's not quite as good. But you remember how good it was that first time, and I think a lot of drugs are probably like that, where you're chasing that initial rush you got. Because like going back to Josh, obviously, like I've been curious, like so if you're drinking sun up to sundown like very regularly, is is it like 100% of the time you're just trying to feel not bad, or is there a time when it's like, okay, I've got half of the half gallon in me, I'm feeling good now, or is it just
There's a
okay,
window.
I feel less shit, I feel less bad enough that I can fall asleep.
No, there's a window.
Mhm.
So like, I honestly think that's why like some heroin and alcohol users like understand, because there's a peak point where like you're not sick and you're not passed out and feeling awful, but it's just like pure euphoria.
Mhm.
So there is a point, there is a window, but the rest of your day and the rest of your life is just like chasing. So
Honestly, like
Mm.
the way you say like you have to wake up, you would have to wake up and take shots to fall back asleep. That
terrible.
sounds like hell on earth.
Yeah, think about waking up, taking 3 shots, and being like, okay, fuck, I'm starting to not shake. Oh, okay, I puked it up. Let's restart this process.
How extreme are
I
the
would hate
shakes?
that.
It was like I couldn't, so for the first 10 days in rehab, I couldn't write my name on a piece of paper.
10
like,
days it lasted.
10 days, yes. It's like this. Like
Very shaky.
it's like you have Parkinson's. Like it's very similar to those kind of shakes, and they're
Everybody's spilling
uncontrollable.
coffee all over.
Oh my! It's almost kind of funny. So like, most people get like a benzo for like the first week, so you don't have like seizures, which I had 5. My second one, I had a Grand Mal the first night there, and then 4 preceding.
You had
Dude,
5
you were a
grand balls.
good
You
alcoholic.
could've-
Like,
you could've
I thought for a second you were faking, right?
No.
Maybe you were just
gallon a
like
day?
you just liked.
Maybe
what
you just wanted to
had.
blow 28 grand.
Yeah.
So before,
How long have you been sober now?
319 days.
At what
God, I
point
wanted
do
you
you
to
get
like,
to be
well-
the coach? Like, when do you get a student of sobriety?
It was probably about day 100 for me.
So you have
I
someone
worked
under your
through-
tutelage.
Yeah,
I'm starting to see the
through
flaw
pretty
in this
quickly.
program.
How good was your coach? The first one.
First one was
Shaky
terrible.
Bob? Oh, he's
So
great.
My first one actually relapsed on me. He relapsed,
Yeah, Tequila
and that's
Terry,
one of the
he's the
reasons
man.
that I kind of like fell off.
So your
Wow.
coach relapsed, and then you relapsed. Yeah,
Yes.
I think they should have more stringent requirements for coaching.
Do they do
so-
it by the substance, or do they do it just by so like could your mentor
Oh.
have been like a crack or a heroin guy? Because it's all
You
I
get to
guess
choose. So like, there's different programs for everything. Like you can go to like Marijuana Anonymous, or like whatever. Like every substance has a program.
What a
I
bunch of
want to go to
squares.
Marijuana Anonymous.
I think it would be kind of fun. Like
it's just a place
Well,
to
I'll
meet drug dealers.
there'd be snacks.
It's a great place to meet drug dealers.
It is.
bunch of snacks. Everyone's super chill.
Everybody's like having a good time, being like, you know what? It really doesn't impact my life at all. You
I know, right?
Yeah, I kind of do it at night, and I feel good, and I'm having fun. I'm getting
Helps me sleep, get a good night's rest.
helps me sleep. So I can wake
I'm
up
able to work. I'm excelling so much at work now that I get these full 9-hour rests at night. It's
My
great.
real problem is that because of the weed, I'm excelling so much, I've developed a gambling problem with my spirit.
With all the extra income that I'm bringing in now that I can rest more and work those full days, the gambling has really ruined my life.
Just microdosing weed all day. Microdosing vodka. No, boss,
Sounds
I'm
like a bad experience.
microdosing.
Did you ever try?
Wait.
Is it called boofing when you put the alcohol up your butt? You didn't get to that point.
So
No.
we didn't get the answers though. Your sponsor, did he do alcohol also?
Yes. So you choose, but like I have like a tree now, so it's like 5 people go up above my current sponsor. So like
Like Amway.
one falls off. Yeah, one falls off. I just go up the tree. One falls off. I go up the tree.
Oh, so you have
You get a little bit
backups.
more, you get to drive a Jack Daniels mobile around
You're gonna get a pink. You're gonna get a pink Cadillac once you get a few more under you. It's gonna be great.
Exactly.
I feel like if you could get your sponsor to start drinking again, then go to the next one, and then you'd beat the boss sponsor, you win.
That's how it should. That's like AA needs to be like Highlander. there can only be one. So
There can only be one. Who's the best alcoholic?
I've sabotaged all of you. There's
always thought
Baileys
that-
in the coffee.
I always thought the Highlander premise is great, but the movie sucks so bad. Like I wish they would remake that.
It is
I like
stupid.
the Highlander premise.
I've seen it once. And
I have seen it once. Yeah,
Yeah, Sean
it's
Connery.
been a while.
For some reason, they have The main guy, I think he's from like Belgium or somewhere, and they have him pretend like he's Scottish. And then they have fucking Sean Connery, a true Scotsman, come in and play a Spaniard. It makes the casting is absolutely absurd.
And the entire time he's playing the Spaniard, he's talking like this.
That's exactly how he sounds.
Right, and he's talking to someone who's supposed to be Scottish, and he's got it, and the Scottish guy's not even close to it.
He's got one of those he's got one of those ponytails you would expect a conquistador to wear. He's got like the earring. He's like, I think his name is Ramirez
Acting
or something.
on the level of like, look at me, I'm Spanish.
That's it. That's
This
it. That's
is
all
my
I get.
Spanish
My name is-
accent.
This is my Spanish accent. This is my Woody doing Indian accent. It becomes Indian eventually.
Josh, are you anyone's second level sponsor or are you all junior sponsor?
I love how into.
Are you a
I-
grand
I-
sponsor yet?
No,
Yeah, yeah.
I am not a grand. I only have.
You're not
I've actually
even
had
like a dad sponsor, just straight up?
no. So like I worked
I'm
my
gonna talk to
program
Chiz
pretty
about
quick.
our guest booking.
I want a grand sponsor.
Who is the grand cyclops of alcohol? We need to get him.
Well, I'm a grand cyclops, and I
Well,
do enjoy my whiskey.
How many
Well,
people?
we're against drinking,
That's-
and
that's
we're
the first
incredibly
thing.
racist.
How many people do you have under you now? Just one,
2 actually.
two.
But
Dudes?
the first thing my sponsor told me is this is not a cult. I was like, I think that's something a cult leader would tell me.
Yeah, yeah. Now, is there
Yeah.
any circumstance where you could get like some hot underling sponsorettes and
No.
maybe manipulate them?
So men have like it's a man woman
See,
suggestion.
I don't like that at all.
That's not how God
I get
wanted
I
it.
get most of my knowledge from The Sopranos, where Christopher got that smoking hot sponsorette. You know, the I can't think of the actress's name, but she's just
Man, that was
Gorgeous.
unrealistic. Now that I'm thinking about that plot.
yeah. What was unrealistic is that she was attracted to Christopher
Yeah, Christopher, ugly as shit.
or Tony.
But wait, did she know he was rich?
Is it time to shift to one of our funny topics? No. Yeah, I'll say that. That's not insulting to Josh. I'm not
no.
because your stuff wasn't
I'm not
funny. It wasn't meant
as
to be
hilarious
funny.
as we think your alcoholism may be.
See,
Yeah,
that's the point.
No,
we all just
like,
sit in meetings and laugh about ourselves.
Yeah,
See,
it's kind of dark stuff. Like it's fun to like have poke fun at dark stuff because it makes it easier to tolerate. You know, when bad
Exactly.
things have happened, to go back and laugh at it a little bit. And the more you do that, the easier it is to go back and like think about it. It's not that like thorn in your mind anymore.
Right.
But that being said, it still is. That's a rough time. I'm glad you've pulled out of it. I'm glad you've got. Who's your sponsor now? Your current sponsor, the guy you go to if you're feeling like a Bud Light seltzer. Is he a solid guy? Do you think?
Oh yeah. So like the idea is you're supposed to your sponsor is someone you look up to, someone you aspire to be. So like if that's characterly or whatever, it's like so I aspire to be him. So I think he's a solid dude.
Good.
I think he'll be my sponsor for like the foreseeable future.
Don't seize up on us.
Yeah, that's I do have I
Or
will
dude,
say
that'd be
I have
great for the
like
views.
a slight bit of neurological damage from the amount that I drank.
Do you
and
think
it's-
that's repairable, or is that a?
from falling?
I don't know if it's from the amount I was drinking, from the seizures, or from the fall, but yeah,
Goodness. Well, the
So my-
brain's amazing.
my tongue
you
gets
know,
fat. Is what I always say.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
like stumble over words.
You did,
I
that never
mean-
happened before.
You're pretty fucking eloquent on the show so far.
Yeah, you would have me fooled. I didn't notice anything, but I appreciate you sharing all that. That's like a dark side of it that you don't see as often as you should, and with how
Right.
just over the top it's promoted, normalized.
Remind me again, what state are you in?
Washington.
So
Ah, you got all the shit there too. So dude, get out of Washington. What are you thinking? Oh no, it's Oregon. It's Oregon.
you
That's
picked
right.
up alcohol to take a tolerance break from weed, right? Tell me how close I am on this. You had a YouTube channel where you smoke weed, and you did almost like impressive stunts with weed. You know, watch me
I
smoke.
excessively
Yeah.
abuse cannabis. Yeah, I excessively abused cannabis for many years.
So then that wasn't working for you. Maybe depression, I forget. And you came off the weed and got onto alcohol. And that
Yeah,
turned out to
so-
be a bigger problem than the weed we were trying to fix.
I have had at the point undiagnosed bipolar, now medicated and diagnosed and everything. So I was like having manic episodes and depressed episodes, and then I lost my YouTube channel, which just like sent me in a fucking manic spiral and a depressive spiral. So it was just like I picked up alcohol at that point. And then I was still smoking weed a lot during that. But then I came off everything, and now it's just I smoke when I have to work, and I smoke at night. So
you said that was 2018 you lost your channel, right? End of 2018?
I believe it was like end of 20, I believe it was like mid to end of 2018, yeah.
How quick, just like, I know we can get off of it, but how quick was the acceleration from picking up the drinking after your channel went, before it was like, oh my goodness, this is ruining my life. This is destroying I can't get any work done.
Right.
I'm having seizures. I'm having to wake up and take shots in the night.
So I didn't start drinking until 21. Like I had like a drink in high school, maybe. Like it wasn't for me. So I started drinking at 21 socially. I started at like probably by 20. I'm 26 now. So 23 is when I like really started. And about 6 months in, I couldn't work anymore. I was just sleeping all day. I was like laying in bed and like, yeah.
So it accelerated so quickly.
Insanely quickly. Like normally this is a 10, 20 year progression. For me, it happened in a year,